Hey guys, Dripper here. Today I'd like to talk to you about the big changes in Modern Warfare Remastered. I initially played this game at CoD XP, I loved it, and it thought it was 100% like the original game, but as it turns out that is not the case. After this little bit of fun AK gameplay, we're going to swap over to some Dragunov sniping and showing off some animations, so it'll be a little something new, something you haven't seen yet. But the internet has been going on and on and on about these supposedly very big changes in Modern Warfare Remastered that I legit didn't notice. They've been described as unnecessary, not what players wanted, ugly, and even game-breaking in some instances. As a fan of CoD 4, I legit didn't notice, but I may have been conditioned to other CoD games recently. I've played every new CoD game since CoD 4, to be honest, so some of the things that I thought might have been standard in that game were not. So the first thing I want to talk about is that the HUD was overhauled, the heads-up display, all of your grenades, all of your information, and that sort of stuff. And I grabbed some old screenshots online of how CoD 4 looked way back in the day, so this is the original HUD. This is how the game used to look, and now let's see how it looks today. So if you didn't notice, the mini-map is slightly bigger, the score meter is different, the grenades have different images and they're in a slightly different location, and the bullet count is different as well depending on the type of weapon that you're using. They don't have that old school bullet counter there, and most noticeably there is no giant XP bar at the bottom. Personally, I think that was a good change because that was pretty confusing for the most part, but no more huge XP bar down there. We also now have medals popping up on the screen, kind of like modern CoD games, one shot, one kill, double kill, capture the objective, that sort of stuff. People seem to really hate these medals for some reason and want them gone, or at least they want them smaller, higher up, less obnoxious, less in the way. I think they're kind of flashing back to Advanced Warfare, which had medal on medal on medal, and it was like blom, 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 like you're watching Inception all the time. Personally, I don't think it's necessary to remove them. I think that moving them up should be fine, making them a little smaller, slightly different location, it should be fine. Some of the bigger changes, however, were audio changes to the weapon sounds. We have been unable to confirm exactly which weapons have been changed and which ones have not been changed, but there were definitely some changes. I've heard people complaining about the M403, the Barrett, most notably the Desert Eagle, and the M16 and stuff like that. I truly don't know why the audio was changed on some of these weapons, because the old sound effects were fine, in my opinion. I've got a few guesses. It's possible that the old files were simply lost in the transition from old Infinity Ward to new Infinity Ward. You know, they broke off and made Respawn. Maybe they don't work very well with the new audio engine, because this does run on the AW engine and not that old like CoD 4, like 10-year-old engine, right? And I know the AW and other games have made massive improvements to the way audio functions in Call of Duty, how it processes the data, how it muffles indoors, outdoors, and echoes and that sort of thing. And the original file simply might not have had that sort of, well, two different ways. The original files might have been discarded because they didn't have that sort of data in them to be used in such a manner, or you're maybe just not used to hearing it with this new audio engine with the distortions depending on the weather and indoor, outdoor, and that sort of stuff, so it might sound very unfamiliar. And finally, there's a chance that they just didn't think it was high enough quality. Maybe somebody at Raven Studios' sound department just decided, you know, maybe these audio files, I don't like them, and I'm just going to chunk them and make new ones. That's entirely possible. As far as I'm aware, there's only been one balance change. No more helicopters from your helicopters. If you get a helicopter and you die and you call in a new helicopter, that will not get you a fresh helicopter right off the bat. I thought that it did, but I've had numerous people come forward and tell me that it does not. It is a change. I don't know why that is the only change, but overall, not so bad. I guess that's probably more fair from a balance perspective, but I could have sworn that was left in the game, but I had so many people at CoD XP tell me I was just wrong, so I'll go with community opinion on this one. Overall, I do not consider these to be big changes, except for maybe the chopper one. That's a fairly big change. And please keep in mind that Modern Warfare Remastered is a remaster and not a one-to-one remake. You know, Last of Us Remastered, Master Chief Collection, all these sort of things remastered aren't perfect one-to-one remakes. And I think it's unnecessary to be so upset about very minor HUD changes and slightly different audio and stuff like that. But all of that being said, Raven Studios seems incredibly open to community feedback. They're interested in what you say. They've already talked about making some changes based on community feedback. So if you hate it, if you hate the audio, if you disagree with me, if you think these are big, you know, game-breaking changes, if they're really that frustrating to you, I would just recommend tweeting at Raven Studios, sending them a message on Facebook, COD forums, YouTube, whatever. They're listening and they're changing things. So if enough of you speak up, maybe they'll change it to be the way that you want it. Guys, that's all for this short video. It's all that my voice will allow for today. I'm still recovering from that flu a little bit. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.